And what did it mean to have that halftime ceremony and have your coaches with you?
Well, on a personal level, having those coaches on the floor, I think it's pretty obvious what they mean to me personally. I think that group on the floor meant a lot to the state of Louisiana. That was basketball royalty on the women's side. A lot of them didn't get the recognition that women's basketball gets now, but that's a lot of wins on that floor. And all of them are alive except for one. All of them made the effort to come back here, and I was most appreciative to our crowd for standing and recognizing. When's the last time you saw Leon Barmore and Sanja Hogue together on a sideline? It's been a long time. And for them to make the effort to come back means a great deal to me personally. But all of those people in this state, guys, have done just a tremendous amount of good for women's basketball.
Kim, I know you don't care about polls, but are you happy to get rid of
About what?
the polls? Eight people,
Polls?
8 people come out tomorrow. You won't be number one. But are you happy just to get back to you don't care about it right now?
Put us 26. Put us 27. What were we ranked when we went to the playoffs? Third? We were third. None of that matters. Think about polls. Polls bring recognition to your institution and your program, so you welcome it. Whether it's 1, 10, 15, you want to be relevant. That's what polls are, someone's opinion. So Connecticut got beat today. Where are they going to be? You think Gino's worried about that? I'm not worried about it. I just want us to continue to get better right now. We've got 2 games this week that people don't realize. Kent State is going to be quite a matchup for us at 11 a.m. in the morning. And you already know Southeastern is supposedly sold out over there. And they gave us a great game here last year. So I really have no idea. I don't vote in the polls. Those are meaningless to me, other than when you are ranked, it brings a little relevancy and some attention to your program. It doesn't win any more games for you. It probably does, puts a target on you, really. But, yeah, I don't know. Don't care. Just let us be relevant. And I think we're relevant right now.
Hey, Coach. 2 games for Anissa now off the bench. How have you seen her get more comfortable offensively in the spots that she's in on the floor?
And she could start any game. Samaya said it best. A lot of things will depend on matchups. It's a different style of play than what she's used to here. But we don't want to take anything away from what she does. Anissa's a great rebounder. She's a great three-point shooter. She moves well when we're in our half-court defense, and sometimes when we're hedging. She's probably the best. Well, she is the best post player we have on hedging. She's just real quiet, and we're trying to get her to talk more. And I think she will when she becomes a little bit more comfortable. And I think of this often. When you transfer in, you're older and you're more mature and you're more experienced, but really you're kind of on this island a little bit. It's kind of like in baseball. When you're a free agent, you get picked up by another team, you don't know all those guys. So they're trying to figure out who their teammates are, which ones they click the best with, and then you go to practice, and now I've got to please the coach and figure out what plays to, what is that? Well, what is the, it's just a lot of stuff going on, and when it slows down for them, I think you're going to see them do better as well. They're trying to do what we ask them to do, and you're not going to see it surface how good they are for a little while.
20 turnovers, just at a quick glance, it looked like at least 12 of them were from non-guards. You
Well,
worried
I
about
think
that?
I would venture to say 3/4 of them were pushing the ball in transition, trying to hit a home run instead of taking a single. I want to push it. I want to run. I want to put people back on their heels, but some of those passes are just trying too hard. Just let it happen. And that was early in the game. That was early in the game. We had a lot of turnovers that just were not necessary.
Coach, the starting lineup with Samaya in it, what does it do for y'all? What are the advantages of it, and how does it help you to get off to a fast
Well,
start?
she leaps. She's the one that can get out of the gym more than any post I have, so getting the jump ball's big. But she just quietly is doing her job. Rebound the ball, block shots. Her deal last year was she was a freshman and she was all SEC freshman team, and we kind of got quiet and maybe people didn't realize what Samaya's strength and how good she is because Flage got freshman of the year and got more minutes. But Samaya, if you think of the 3 games we've played, Samaya has been consistent in all 3 games. This has been what she has done. And it's rewarding for her and for me as a coach to be able to say, well, why do you think Samaya is doing that? It's not by accident. It's because she committed to being here this summer. And everybody else was doing other things, and she never left. She stayed here and said, I want to replace LaDeja Williams.
Kim, I spent some time with some of your former coaches before the game today, and so I kind of know what halftime meant to them today. But I'm curious, just kind of your thought process on bringing them back and being able to honor them in that way. Just kind of that thought process.
Specifically, I think I was at home, and I just thought, my career's winding down. I'm in the last third of my coaching career. Most of my basketball, other than USA basketball, has been played in this state. And then I started thinking, all of the people who coached me along the way are still alive, and they're, except for Sanja Hogue is in Waco, and they're in this regional area. You know what? Let me write a check and show them what they mean to me. And that's how I just thought of it. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I think of things that maybe I didn't think of 20 years ago. But I know basketball royalty. I mean, I don't know that y'all do, because that era of basketball, probably some of y'all weren't even born. But what Sanja and Leon did at Louisiana Tech was unheard of in women's basketball. You had a program that was started by Dr. F.J. Taylor in the 70s, and he walked across the street and told Sanja Hogue, you're going to coach. And she was like, quickly, I can recruit. But she went across the street and got Leon Barmore, who was a great player on the men's side and played for Scotty Robertson and all those guys. And he had been coaching boys basketball at Bastrop High School and Ruston High School, and she talked him into coming on the women's side. And for them to coexist, and he did all the coaching and she did all the recruiting, that was special. It was an era of crazy good at Louisiana Tech. And I thought, well, I can't just acknowledge those two. My high school, we won 4 state championships. And the first coach, Mary Jo Castell, I had, she went on to ULL. My second coach, Awana McGee, now some of y'all may remember her. She finished her career at East Ascension and before she passed away of cancer. And I thought, well, I know her sisters will come. And so then I started getting greedy, and I thought, guys, this all started in AAU basketball. In 8th grade, we were undefeated. They're all still alive. And I just had one of my coaches call and tell them what I'd like to do, and it was just special for me. It was emotional, because we're not all spring chickens anymore. And it was just good to see all of them. It really was.
Got time for 1 or 2 more questions here.
You mentioned the home run ball versus the single analogy. Do you like the pace that your team is kind of developing at right now?
Getting better, Michael, getting better. I saw, I'm always looking at the defensive end of the floor. I do not look at the scoreboard until it's time to do some substitutions. I'm looking at effort I'm looking at understanding of what all 5 players are supposed to do. And then as I'm watching it, I'm looking to see who listened to scout reports. And it is better. But you expect it to get better. It's just going to take time to polish it. It's going to take time to really perfect it. And I don't know how long that will be. I don't know how many losses will come until we get there. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I really don't care. This program is here. This program is here to stay. We're recruiting like crazy. We're developing players. And I hope you ask me that same question in 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and y'all can see the improvement on the defensive end. That's where you need to recognize it, is on the defensive end. Everybody good?
Thank you, guys.